Hello, my name is Scott Turpen. I'm professor of saxophone here at the University of Wyoming. I'm standing here in our beautiful new recital hall at the Buchanan Center for the Performing Arts here on our campus. So today I'd like to talk with you and give you some demonstration videos on how to perform and how to prepare the All-State etudes for this year. So if you have any questions regarding anything that I've discussed here today or any of the performances, feel free to send me an email at sturpen@uwyo.edu, and I'm happy to respond to any questions you may have as well. So first, as you're preparing these etudes and these scales, make sure you practice slowly and make sure you practice with a metronome to make sure you're getting everything absolutely right from the very beginning. Make sure you're paying close attention to the articulations as they're printed very clearly on these particular etudes, and watch carefully for your dynamics as well, as they're also diverse and they're also marked clearly. Make sure you articulate properly on the saxophone. This is something that I notice from time to time as I travel around the region and work with students, that they're not articulating the saxophone properly. Make sure that you're taking the tip of your tongue and articulating to the tip of the reed. Oftentimes students will not achieve that with their articulation, and they'll get some different articulation sounds. This is the best way to achieve the proper articulation on the saxophone. Sometimes students will take their tongue and they will articulate under the reed. Okay, and that's going to give you a very different sound and not something that's appropriate. Also, sometimes students will articulate too far back on their tongue with like a ka articulation instead of a do articulation. Okay, that is also incorrect. And students sometimes will also put the tip of their tongue to the roof of their mouth. Okay, but we want to go tip of the tongue to the tip of the reed, and you'll be able to hear that as I demonstrate today. For etude number 2, as well as all flat keys within the major scales that you're playing, you want to use the bis fingering for B flat. There's several different fingerings for B flat. One of them, the one that you're probably most familiar with, is 1 and 2 on the left hand and right side key number 1 on the right hand. That's a great fingering for B flat, but it's also your chromatic fingering. So when you're playing the chromatic scale, you'll play from B to A sharp and back up using that side key fingering. But when you're playing diatonically in any flat key, F, B flat, etc., you will use the bis fingering. The bis fingering is achieved by taking just the first finger on your left hand, the index finger, and depressing the B key, but you're also depressing the bis key just below, that little key just below the B key. You'll depress those both at the same time, and that will give you the bis fingering. It's much more efficient fingering. May feel a little strange in the beginning, but within a few days, maybe weeks of practicing, that will become it'll become easier for you. So again, if you have questions with any of this, my email address is sturpen@uwyo.edu.